program is brought to you in association with First National Bank of Botswana.
The world is your oyster, and every so often we come across individuals who remind us of exactly that. You can achieve absolutely any dream you have because opportunities are everywhere. The person with that reminder this evening is Mimmy Polan, Chief Executive Officer at Maramane Air and Sea Freight Services. Mimmy started this business in the United States of America over 14 years ago. Before starting it, she worked as attaché at the Botswana Embassy in Washington, D.C., supporting the education department in administering government sponsorships. It was during this time that she felt compelled to help Botswana in the United States of America to send goods back here at home. Today, this freight company has connected businesses and individuals in the United States of America, South Africa, Namibia, and Botswana. Our subject is here today to talk to us about her business and what she envisions for its future.
It's a part of an industry that is male dominated. So it's very rare to find women being involved in this industry. So when the opportunity came for me to venture into this business, it made business sense to me as a woman to try it out. We provide shipping services, freight services from the USA to Botswana. So what we basically do is, for the past 14 years, we've been doing it for clients who want to ship their goods from the US to Botswana, mostly Botswana in the diaspora, who reside in the USA. That's how it started. So we provide what they call in the freight industry a consolidated service, whereby a handful of people consolidate themselves, bring their goods, and then they share a container, and then that's when I come in and ship on their behalf to Botswana.
What would you say has been the greatest hurdle that perhaps a lot of people may not be aware of? I mean, firstly, it's because you are a woman in a male-dominated industry. That is a hurdle on its own, but one that a lot of people would not even think is one of the challenges that you face in your business.
Okay, what people see is the end product, always. What people don't know is what happens behind the scenes. So the process itself, you have to find a booking, in the big vessel. That is quite a challenge because at times people want their goods to be moved. And then there's the challenge of finding availability. And then there isn't space in what maybe or something like that. So it's a matter of availability on the big vessel itself. So timing is of essence in the delivery of services, but at times it's beyond you, because you are not able to find the time and availability of a slot in the vessel that sails to South Africa.
Besides the fact that you've been in operation for about 14 years now, what would you say is one of your proudest moments or achievements in this business?
This business is all about timely delivery. You know, when the container finally arrives in Gaborone, what we do is we create, thanks to technology now, we have platforms like WhatsApp. So we come up with a WhatsApp group for what we call receivers. So just seeing receivers being on time, it's very fulfilling. So it's all about timely delivery and seeing people being happy, receiving their goods all intact. For the past 14 years, we've been doing, in marketing terms, what's called B2C, business to client. And we love our clients. We are who we are because of them. But the industry global trade is dictating to us that we should re-strategize and come up with business-to-business services. So that's where we are leaning more towards a business-to-business strategy.
Let us talk about, you keep speaking to a marketing team that you have. You know, you are a Motswana who's working in the United States trying to set up a company. What does that, not even trying to, you already have a company that's been in operation for 14 years. So what goes into having a fully functioning company in the diaspora as a person from another country?
The good thing is the US has got some working systems in place. All one has to do, firstly you have to have a passion of what is it that you want to do. You do your own little research and you have to register your company, just like we do here with SIPA and them. There are entities. I live in the state of Maryland, for instance. It may vary from state to state, but in Maryland you just apply, you apply for a license to operate. You are given that license. Of course, they do their own due diligence. And then, of course, you have a tax ID assigned to you because we got to pay our taxes. So it's no big deal, really. It's a matter of just finding out what is it that you need to do to set yourself up. And once you do, then, of course, you have to have teams on the ground to do the job. So the marketing team that I keep on referring to, Kibatswana, you know, there's some young fellows who I've been working with. They did a stellar job. And that's what they do, social media marketing. So we sat down and, of course, they came up with marketing strategies for me. And the rest is history.
You know, there are a lot of Botswana out there, even Botswana back here at home. Do you have any words of encouragement to share about not being fearful of pursuing a dream? Because sometimes somebody would have this grand idea about what they want to do, but because they're afraid of whatever thing it is they're afraid of, they just sit back, especially when they're in the foreign country.
There isn't anything to be afraid of, really. All you have to do is get out there. There's so many entities that are there to help, especially women, especially black women. The US, with their own ways of doing business, they encourage everyone to go into business. They have support systems. For instance, there is this entity called SCORE. I've never known what the acronym stands for, but these are retired professionals in the business world who volunteer their services to startups. Yeah? So you sign up with them. Everything is free, even if you pay anything. It's very affordable. They have workshops. These days it's been better now that they offer them online. I mean, you can have a webinar on Marketing 101, for instance. So it's a matter of knowing where to go to find all these affordable and or free services as a startup.